Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name's Steven and I run Happy Saturday, and today we are testing out Cheers Restore. Now, Cheers Restore is probably the most popular alcohol health supplement on the market today. It has been around for, I think, over a decade now. They've had a few rebrands, but the actual functional ingredients and the idea of Cheers Restore has been here for a while. Now, what is Cheers Restore? Cheers Restore is one of the products from the Cheers Health Company, and it is probably their most popular product. And basically what it is a bunch of supplements they put in a pill that you're supposed to take after drinking that's supposed to negate some of the negative side effects from hangovers. So you can see on the bottle here and on their website that they pack it with vitamins and a couple of special ingredients that are really supposed to battle the effects of alcohol in the body. The biggest one being dihydromycetin and L-cysteine. And as far as I know, there aren't any other products on the market that have this amount of those two ingredients. So Cheers Restore should be on paper one of the best alcohol health products out there. And personally, I have been using it for a long time. This bottle, as you can see, is almost empty because I actually do use this when I have a few too many drinks. It's not perfect. It's not a magic bullet, but I think it's pretty good. So yeah, initially right off the bat, when you buy Cheers Restore, your first thing you'll notice is that it's not really cheap. This little bottle here is 12 servings and it's $35. You can get it a little bit cheaper than that if you buy it in bulk, but not really that much. And it ends up being like $3.50 per serving. One thing I noticed immediately when I got Cheers Restore is they have great branding, or at least they try really hard with their branding. I think their branding is quite consistent. So you can see here they have their box that it comes in, and one thing I really like that this box has is a bunch of stuff about, hey, what is actually in this? What does it actually do? What should you expect? Here's how to use it. Here's what it doesn't do, which magically makes you have no effects from alcohol, but it will help. And they also are very clear about what's in the product and why they put it in there and what it's supposed to do. And it's, yeah, as you can see, it's really put together. They put a lot of time and effort into the branding and the actual product they're selling, and it's very consistent. They have a money-back guarantee if it doesn't help you, and that really goes to show that it does actually work for most people. And I think the Amazon reviews and the fact that the brand has been around for so long shows that it does in fact work well for most people. So we talked a little bit about price. It comes out to about $3 or $3.50 per serving. And Cheers themselves portrays the two main active ingredients as L-cysteine and DHM. And it begs the question, can I just go find those two ingredients cheaper? And the answer to that is yes, you actually can. You can just go and buy dihydromycetin and L-cysteine off the shelf and dose it yourself at the end of the night, and it will come out to much cheaper per serving. That's an option, and that's actually on my list of things to try, but sometimes it is worth it. I end up using Cheers Restore a lot because it's just, I come home at the end of the night and I just want to feel better tomorrow, and I just reach for it and take 3 pills. And for me, in my experience outside of this baseline, it does work. And so for me, that kind of $3.50 is worth it, to not have to go and actually measure out how much DMH I should have, or how much L-cysteine I should have, or should I go and source the rest of the ingredients myself, the B vitamins, etc. So they are selling a kind of all-in-one instant tool that makes it really easy to help yourself after a night of drinking. It's up to you whether you think that price per serving is worth it, or if you really want to bring the cost down and do it yourself. That is actually still an option, and there's probably options on the market that might have those two ingredients for cheaper. There's so many competitors out there that you've never heard of that have DMH and L-cysteine and whatever else they want to put in there, and they're priced however they're priced. But Cheers Restore is gotta be one of the most, if not the most established brand out there, and you know what you're getting from them. So it's up to you to make that choice whether you want to go down the road yourself or just take this thing that you can buy at Target. Okay, so how are we actually testing Cheers Restore? So we've done other tests just like this for morning recovery and Z-Biotics, and we're gonna be doing the same thing today. So what we'll be doing is we'll be taking 8 shots of Costco brand, pretty well filtered, pretty good quality vodka. We're drinking that with some sparkling water, and we'll do 1 shot every half an hour from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Then we will do what Cheers Restore says, which says to take it after drinking before bed. So we'll take it after we're done drinking, we'll go to bed, and then we'll see how we feel in the morning. And my baseline was pretty mild hangover, not terrible, not great, but didn't feel amazing. And if Cheers Restore works, we'll feel a lot better tomorrow morning. All right, so it's 10:08 here. We finished up our last drink. Our baseline still effective. I'm still pretty drunk after 8 shots in 4 hours. We're taking our Cheers Restore now. A little bit earlier than I would take it on a regular night that I go out, but for the science experiment here, we're gonna do it here at 10. The weird thing about these pills is they're the only flavored pills I've ever taken. They're so lemony, and it even says that in their brochure that it's lemon flavored. I don't get that. I don't know why. It's really weird to me. Pills should just not taste like candy. Maybe the only thing I don't like about their branding is that they make these supplements taste like candy. Other than that, we're wrapping up to bed soon, and we'll see how we feel in the morning. All right, so it's the next morning. We finished off our Cheers Restore bottle, and I'm gonna be fully honest with you, I feel like I have almost no hangover at all. In this controlled test where I induce a mild hangover, Cheers Restore took my mild hangover and made it almost non-existent. I think the only interesting thing to note about it is I did wake up in the middle of the night kind of tossing and turning, kind of feeling that hangover coming on. I feel a little bit of gut irritation, I think, and that has happened to me many times. When I drink a lot and I take Cheers Restore or anything with DHM in it, I get this kind of feeling in my gut, and I wake up feeling really alert, and I feel like rolling over, and then that next morning I feel like my hangover symptoms are reduced. The best way to describe what Cheers Restore and these similar products do is it makes that hangover feel far away. So the headache is just not quite as big. The swelling I feel in my face, it's just not there as much. It's just a little bit easier to get out of bed the next day. And when you do a reasonable amount of drinking like I did yesterday, it really blunts those symptoms you would feel from drinking. I finished my bottle last night, and I've already ordered more. I am a big fan of this product. I'm gonna continue to use it, I think. I think on the list for me is going to be figuring out, should I just take DHM and L-cysteine on its own? After doing more research, I'm starting to wonder why Cheers decided to include L-cysteine monohydrate instead of NAC, which is a modified form of L-cysteine that actually is more easily absorbed by the body, and there are some products on the market that actually use NAC instead of L-cysteine itself. Yeah, I'm not sure the exact science there, but we know that DHM and L-cysteine are the big key ingredients here, and it's interesting to me that a brand like Cheers wouldn't use the very easily available engineered version of L-cysteine that is NAC'd. Maybe I'm missing something here, that L-cysteine is actually good enough, but basic research says that NAC is actually better than L-cysteine for absorption into the body. So yeah, overall, I think Cheers Restore actually worked as expected here. Pretty impressed, to be honest. It's worked as well, or maybe even better than Z-Biotics. Comparing it to Z-Biotics, I mentioned in that video, the Z-Biotics works while you're drinking, and it not only blunts the negative effects of alcohol, but it actually blunts the positive effects of alcohol. You don't get that relaxed sensation. You don't get that kind of drunk, fun feeling that I was feeling last night after 8 drinks. That's drunk, that's fun. That's a part of the reason why we consume alcohol, is to feel that way. Where this, you just get to enjoy your drinks like you normally would, and at the end of the night, you take this and you will feel better the next day. So yeah, overall, I think I'm gonna keep Cheers Restore in my rotation. It's definitely something I travel with. I keep in my kind of emergency pills kit with next to ibuprofen and next to stuff like that, that I just always want on me if I do end up drinking too much at an event or whatever it is. I still see Z-Biotics in my pantry as well, but those are for events where maybe I'm doing drinking competitions where I know I just have to drink a certain amount and I really don't want to feel like total crap the next day. I think that's where Z-Biotics comes in, but for just a weekend out where maybe a couple of your friends challenge you to do some shots and you end up drinking a little too much and you end up at home not feeling great, that's where Cheers Restore comes into play for me. So yeah, other than the fact that it disrupts your sleep a little bit, I feel like I barely drank at all. I think one of the big things that makes you feel shitty after drinking is the lack of sleep you get. Alcohol absolutely disturbs your sleep, absolutely destroys the quality of your sleep. The sleep measured on my Whoop yesterday was below average, but not way below average. I got 3.5 hours of restorative sleep, so I got some decent REM and decent deep sleep in there and got a good 7 or 8 hours. We went to bed at around 11 p.m. and again, we finished our last drink around 10, and that's when we took Cheers Restore. Overall, I think what they claim was well represented in this test, and I think it's worthwhile to have in your pantry if you are a social drinker or someone who has trouble pacing themselves. So overall, Cheers gets a thumbs up. I think the only thing you can knock against it is the price, and it's still not a magic bullet. It's still worth saying this is not a, oh, I had 20 beers and I don't want to feel like shit tomorrow. It just doesn't work like that, and they say that in all of their branding as well. Subscribe if you want to learn more.